All right, today we're diving deep into your Mac's nerve center, system settings. And look, this is way more than just a place to change your wallpaper. It is the absolute key to unlocking your Mac's full potential for speed, for security, and for making it truly yours.
So let's get right into it. I want you to think of system settings as the cockpit of a high-performance jet. Seriously, it's packed with all these dials and switches and controls that decide exactly how your machine runs. And just like a pilot, knowing what all these controls do, well, that's what separates a passenger from a commander.
So here's the real question. Are you just kind of flying on autopilot, or are you ready to actually grab the controls? Because in the next few minutes, we're going to turn you from a casual user into a genuine Mac power user, someone who can fine-tune their machine for absolute peak performance.
Okay, here's our flight plan. We're going to start with the absolute essentials, building a solid foundation of top-notch performance and security. Then we'll get into the fun stuff, making your Mac truly your own by customizing your workspace. After that, we'll tackle some of those annoying connection issues. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with the key tips that will make you a real Mac power user.
First things first, let's talk about the bedrock of any great Mac experience, performance and security. We're going to look at how to keep your machine running super fast and, just as importantly, how to lock down your data from any potential threats. Honestly, these are the non-negotiables for any Mac user.
Oh man, we have all been there. You see that spinning beach ball of doom, or you get that dreaded message, your startup disk is almost full. It is so frustrating, right? It just kills your productivity. But the fix is often way simpler than you might think.
And here it is. The very first place you should always look is right here, in storage management. This isn't just a number telling you how much space is left. No, it's a full-on diagnostic tool that shows you exactly where every single gigabyte has gone.
This tool gives you this crystal clear visual breakdown of what's hogging your drive, whether it's apps, music, huge downloads, whatever. It even gives you these smart recommendations like, hey, why don't you let me empty the bin automatically for you? And remember, this is the key takeaway. A clean, organized drive means a faster Mac, period. Okay, so your Mac is running nice and smooth. That's great. But in today's world, speed means nothing if you're not secure. So the question is, how do you make sure your digital cockpit is properly shielded from all the junk out there? Listen, your single most important line of defense is right here, software updates. I can't stress this enough. Keeping your Mac up to date isn't just about getting cool new features. It's about installing critical security patches that protect you from the latest malware and vulnerabilities. It is the simplest and yet most powerful security step you can possibly take. Now, beyond just the updates, here is your essential security checklist. First, enable the firewall. Think of it like a gatekeeper for your network. Then, turn on File Vault. This encrypts your entire hard drive, so if your Mac ever gets stolen, your data is just unreadable gibberish. And finally, be really picky about which apps get permission to use your camera and microphone. You gotta treat those permissions like keys to your house. All right, our Mac is fast, it's secure, now it's time for the really fun part. Let's make your Mac an extension of you by customizing your digital workspace. The most obvious change you can make is its appearance. You've got light mode, which is classic, great for bright rooms. But a lot of people, myself included, find that dark mode is just way easier on the eyes, especially at night. It helps you focus. Or, if you can't decide, just set it to auto and let your Mac figure it out. Okay, here is a classic power user move that I use literally every single day. Head into your dock settings and just check that little box that says automatically hide and show the dock. Boom! With one click, you get back all that precious vertical screen space, letting you focus on what actually matters, your work. And to save your eyes even more, you have two amazing tools. Night Shift is the one that makes your screen's colors warmer after sunset, which can really help you wind down in the evening. True Tone is a little different. It uses sensors to automatically match the white balance of your screen to the light in the room around you, so everything just looks more natural. But what about digital noise? That constant stream of banners and alerts popping up on your screen, it can totally wreck your concentration. It is time to take back control. So just hop into your notification settings. You can go app by app and decide how it gets your attention. You can choose banners that just pop up and then fade away, or alerts that stay there until you deal with them. But you know what the real pro move is? Be ruthless. Just turn off notifications completely for any app that isn't absolutely essential. So your Mac is looking good, feeling good. Let's head into the troubleshooting bay. we're going to tackle two of the most common tech headaches out there, when your sound isn't working or your network is just being weird.
Come on, we've all had that moment of sheer panic. You're in a super important Zoom call, you're talking away, and nobody can hear you. Or you plug in your headphones for some music, and the sound is still blasting out of your Mac speakers for everyone to hear. Don't panic. Seriously, 9 times out of 10, the fix is right here in your sound settings. See, your Mac just needs to know where sound should come from, that's your input device, like your mic, and where it should go to. That's your output device, like your headphones. Just make sure the right ones are selected. That's usually all it is. And for network problems, dive into your Wi-Fi settings. You can manage your preferred networks here to make sure you're always connecting to the strongest, fastest one. Now, here's a more advanced tip. You can set a custom DNS server. Think of DNS as the internet's phone book. It turns a name like google.com into a number. By switching to a public one, like Google's 8.8.8.8, you can sometimes get faster, more reliable browsing.
All right, you have absolutely mastered the essentials. Let's wrap this up with just a few final high-impact tips that will officially graduate you to Mac Power User status.
This is a big one, a real game changer. Over time, all these apps add themselves to your Mac's startup routine, and it just bogs down your boot time. Go into your general settings, find login items, and just get rid of anything you don't need launching the second your computer turns on. Your startup will feel dramatically faster, I promise.
So let's just quickly recap the whole philosophy here. When you customize your keyboard shortcuts, you build a workflow that moves at the speed of thought. When you actively manage your storage, you make sure your Mac stays lean and fast. And when you manage those login items, you get a much quicker start to your day. See? Each of these little tweaks adds up to a massively better, more personal Mac experience.
So there you have it. You are officially at the controls of your Mac's cockpit. You know how to make it faster, how to make it more secure, and how to make it perfectly tailored to the way you work. So the only question left is, what are you going to optimize first?